Find a quiet, comfortable space where you will not be disturbed. Stand, sit, or lie down in a relaxed position, and close your eyes or gently lower your gaze. Take a deep, full breath in through your nose and feel your abdomen expand. Then release a long, slow exhale through your mouth, breathing deeply in with each exhale. Feel yourself settling, letting go of today's distractions, and just arriving at the present moment. Now bring your awareness to the physical sensation in your body. Notice the points of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. And with your next breath, imagine drawing in a sense of calm, stable energy up from the earth. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension or stress. Let it melt away into the ground below. Today's practice feels especially important during times like the upcoming holiday season, when we gather with family and friends with whom we may not always seem eye to eye. We have an opportunity to stop and practice the wisdom of our mindfulness. So let us consider these words from Emily Moreton. You'll learn more than you ever imagine if you see the world through belief rather than right and wrong. Our default mode of thinking often operates from a framework of judgment. We walk through life constantly assessing experience, people, and ideas, and we label them as right or wrong, or good or bad. And this frame of mind is way too reactive and emotionally driven. It often closes us off because it encourages us to take on an autopilot mode where all our interactions become opportunities to defend our position or speak our cause. And that is not a peaceful place to live in. So let's use our mind's eye for our practice today and imagine our own perspective like a single beautiful piece of glass in a kaleidoscope. I want you to notice its shape, its color. It offers something beautiful and unique, and it's integral to the whole picture that we see in our kaleidoscope. So let's spend a few moments acknowledging this beautiful piece. It represents the sum of your experience and beliefs. Notice its shape, color. Feel its weight in your hand. See it as yours. See it as valid. Breathe in, say, I see you, peace. Then take a breath out. I let go of the idea that this is the only piece that is valid. Breathe in, I see you, beautiful peace. Breathe out. You are part of a whole picture. Mindfulness presents a different path. It creates a space where we can observe our thought and our interactions without the need for immediate judgment. It creates, as often said, a space between the stimulus, that is what we see or hear, and our reaction, or rather our tendency to label that as right or wrong. And in this way, pivots our framework of judgment into one of curiosity. Now silently on your next inhale, think, I see you. I see my peace. And on your next exhale, think, I'm curious about the whole kaleidoscope. Note that seeing the world through belief doesn't mean you have to agree with every belief presented. Instead, it means you learn to look through a new lens of observation. Every person's actions and words are a product of their internal belief system. It forms their unique piece of the kaleidoscope. Now I want you to bring to mind someone you disagree with. And I want you to see them not as wrong, but as someone forming another beautiful, unique piece of glass in the kaleidoscope. Take a look at them. Notice their unique shape, color that's different from yours. And instead of reacting to what they say, let's take a moment to get curious. Let's think, what belief is leading them to see the world in the way they do? In your mind's eye, I want you to imagine the kaleidoscope turning. And as it turns, you see a new picture forming. And their glass interacts with yours and all the other glass in the scope. And this unique combination creates a complex, intricate, and beautiful pattern that would be incomplete without every single piece that is present in the kaleidoscope. Know that as you observe this beautiful scene, you're not adopting their view. You are stepping back and appreciating its role and the whole picture. So take a moment and breathe into this beautiful view. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let the wisdom of this expanded awareness remind you when you are in dialogue with others, you can choose to try to understand instead of conquering the conversation. For judgment is a closed door. When you label something wrong, you shut the door on it. And the learning stops, and your own belief is reinforced, and no new information enters. But curiosity is an open pathway. When you approach a situation through the lens of seeing beliefs, every interaction becomes a new lesson. You learn about the other person's fears, hopes, and conditioning. And more importantly, you learn about your own beliefs and triggers when they are reflected back at you. So let's breathe this idea together. Inhale and let in curiosity. Exhale and let out judgment. Inhale, let in curiosity. Exhale, let out judgment. Now I'm going to give you a practical exercise for you to try. And I want you to keep this in mind in your next uncomfortable conversation where you feel the urge to disagree or label something as wrong. I want you to try this simple practice. And I want you to do this as you move through your day. So first, listen to the other person fully. As the other person shares their view, listen with the intention of understanding their beliefs lens, Don't just wait for your turn to talk and argue your own truth. Next, I want you to feel your reaction. I want you to take notice of the physical sensation in your body. When you hear someone that disagrees with you, is there a tightness in your chest or a clenching in your jaw? If the answer is yes, this is your signal to stop and to breathe. Next, take a conscious, quiet breath. As you inhale, let yourself acknowledge the other person's reality. Say to yourself, this is their truth. And then as you exhale, make space for your own truth. Say, and that is my truth. You pause to do this so both of you can hold your truth. Then I want you to respond with curiosity before stating your own case. Ask a question that is rooted in the lens of understanding their beliefs. Say something like, that's a perspective I haven't considered. I'm curious. What experiences led you to that understanding? Or maybe say, I see that differently, and I'd like to understand more. Can you tell me what's important about that belief for you? This pausing and acknowledging what you believe and what the other person believes creates a mental pause that stops that right-wrong reaction. And it allows you to hold two perspectives at once without having one try to conquer the other. You can validate their right to their lens without giving up the right to your own lens, and turn a potential ugly debate into a dialogue that facilitates learning. Now, of course, sometimes the best course is to just pause and breathe and change the subject. That is always a beautiful option. If you find yourself unable to do the other, I want you to, in those moments, just acknowledge your desire to see the other person's perspective. If you're not in a space where you can hear it, just acknowledge it within and allow yourself to move on to what is most healthiest in that moment, because that too is equally valid. Now thank yourself for taking this time. Take one more deep breath in, seeing the full, beautiful kaleidoscope in your mind. And exhale fully, returning your awareness to your own unique piece of glass in the kaleidoscope. See it in your mind's eye and feel more connected to the way it contributes to the whole beautiful picture. Then gently wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes, carrying this mindful approach with you into your day and your holiday gathering. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste.